Welcome back to Across Louisiana. You know, the name George Rodrigue is synonymous with art in this state, and he lends his name to a high school art contest that celebrates the type of art culture we have here in Louisiana. And that great contest would not be possible without great sponsors like the Louisiana Public Facilities Authority. And here to tell us all about both of those is Jim Parks. Welcome to the show, Jim.
Thank you, Niels. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is obviously a great celebration of art for a state that is known for it.
That's correct. And this is really George's passion, was to try and get students like him involved in the arts. And through this art contest, I think they really have been able to not only affect lives, but change lives and save lives from some of the winners. It's amazing the impact that it's had already.
Obviously, he was a man who was passionate about his craft, and this is a way for him to sort of keep passing that on. We talked a little bit off camera that my own daughter was a student preparing for this. Tell me about why this is such a great showcase for Louisiana's young artists.
It gives them the opportunity to put together a piece and then have it evaluated by experts from around the nation. And then they also are eligible for up to $45,000 in scholarships that will be given away. And that's what we do, is help to sponsor some of the scholarships at the LPFA. But this is available to all juniors and seniors in Louisiana in high school, and we encourage everyone to apply. And then they'll have input from the different judges and all, and be able to really look at their art and have it seen and marketed.
And that's really going to give them an opportunity to get much better. I mean, talk to me about why the LPFA, why is this so important to you to be involved in projects like this?
We want to help the students and in the state and kind of improve education, and our goals are education, economic development. And so we saw where the Rodrigue Foundation, through the art contest and as well as through their A+ Schools program, where they try and get an integrated arts curriculum within the schools, is really out there trying to help improve education overall in the state of Louisiana. And we definitely need that.
We live in an era of budget cuts where things like the arts tend to suffer from that, so work like this is really more important now than ever.
It is, and also the foundation has a program where schools can apply to get art supplies for their schools.
Terrific.
And it's George's Art Closet, and they can do that as
So
well.
I know this year the theme is music. Talk to me a little bit about what led to that being a choice.
Yes, well, Louisiana, the history is music, from the Cajun in the South to the country, in the North, and really the station in Shreveport, and Governor Jimmy Davis and his song. And so really it's just kind
of a rich area to draw from.
Right, and we had done some of the food and all before, and so really when you think of Louisiana, you think of food and music, and so this ties in great, and especially with partnering.
So if folks are out there watching this right now, maybe they have a young artist at home and they want to take part in this, where do they need to go to find out more information or to take part?
They need to go to the foundation website, and then they can get all the information there, or hopefully their art teacher at the high school as well will know about it, or guidance counselor.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for what you do to sponsor such a great event, and we hope it is a smashing success. Well, they're the first name in physical therapy here in the greater Baton Rouge area. It's Peak Performance Physical Therapy. Take a look, everyone.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we're now starting our 15th year here in the Baton Rouge area. Of course, we're in Baton Rouge, Denham Springs, Brewley, and in Dutchtown, Geismar area as well. Started off as a single clinic back in 1999. We were over on Industrialplex Boulevard, where our main office still is located. And then we've grown slowly to kind of meet the needs of our patients and the physicians in the area. We treat a lot of athletes. We treat athletes from high schools to college to professional, but a lot of the athletes we treat are everyday weekend warriors, what we call. And recreation and sports as a recreational activity has exploded in the past few years, and in the time that we've been treating patients, A lot more people are now becoming more active and participating more in sports. So at Peak Performance, we're able to treat not only athletes that are in structured competition, but we treat a lot of people who just get out on the weekends and do a lot of things that just to have fun and to try to stay in shape. Physical therapists are known for putting their hands on people. It starts with our evaluation. It moves into our treatment strategies. We do joint mobilizations, we do stretching, which is kind of the therapeutic part of massage. We do ASTEM, which is a soft tissue mobilization tools. We also do things like dry needling, which all of this involves hands-on contact between the therapist and the patient. One of the next aspects of our philosophy is the exercise and education portion of the treatment. And you know, a lot of places will give you an exercise sheet, or you can look online and you can get exercises to do. But if you really don't have a good understanding of exactly what you're trying to do and maybe why you're doing it, then it's kind of hard to follow up on those exercises and to really get the best results. Our therapists work very, very closely with specifically instructing on certain exercises, and education is a part of that. We want the patients to understand why we're doing certain exercises. We want them to understand what we're trying to get out of it and what the ultimate goal is and how we progress them. It helps a lot with our home programs. You know, a lot of therapy is compliance with home exercise. And you know, we found that if people really understand what they're doing and they're a little more actively involved in their treatment process, then the results end up being much better. One of the programs we use at Peak for our post-rehab exercise is called our exercise program, which really just refers to kind of like a prescription exercise program. And what we basically are able to do is transition patients out of a rehab setting and into an independent exercise setting with some supervision and with the knowledge of how they can progress their program and prevent their injuries from happening again, along with preventing, you know, other problems that are associated with some of the higher end programs. All of the exercise programs out there have benefits, but some of the CrossFit style programs, for a lot of people, they're a little bit high level and they can cause some injuries. So what we try to do is give people the right foundation so that they can continue their exercise program at whatever level they choose to. If you go to a physician and physical therapy is part of your treatment plan, it's kind of like a prescription that you would fill at a pharmacy. You basically have a choice as to what pharmacy you want to go to fill your prescription. Physical therapy is the same way, and a lot of people, if they know somebody, if they've been to a therapy practice before and they're comfortable with it, they are able to ask the physician to, you know, to send them to that particular practice. At Peak, we want people to know who we are, and we want them to know where we are. And a lot of our business is actually repeat patients who have seen us at some time in the past, and they elect to ask the physician to come back to Peak Performance again. One of the concerns that a lot of our patients have is, how do I get to therapy? I have to come 2 or 3 days a week. Really hard to fit into a busy schedule. So what we've developed over the years at Peak is basically our extended hours, where most clinics open by 7 o'clock. We're usually treating until 6 o'clock or after a lot of times. Our locations we try to spread the locations out to make it as convenient as possible, whether you're coming from home or whether you're coming from work. We try to work in any way that we can around a person's schedule so that they're able to, you know, be as compliant with the treatment program as possible. For more information on Peak Performance Physical Therapy, you can call any one of the clinic locations. They'll be glad to give you any information that you need. You can also check us out on the web at peakphysicaltherapy.com or check out our Facebook page.
When we come back on Across Louisiana, find out about meeting the challenge with the Alzheimer's services of the capital area. Don't miss it.